Who's going to lay it piled higher, the Raiders or the Donkeys?
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
And like we always do, we always start on the defensive side of the ball for the Raiders, but with our game previews, we always go to the injury report, and it is extensive. So I hope you brought your glasses with you. I wanted to get everybody in there in one shot. I'm not going to go over all these. I'm going to go over some of the ones that I think are significant. We'll start on the Raiders side, of course, as Davante Adams coming in with a questionable limited practice all week with an abdomen injury. Not really talked about after the game. Kind of popped up midweek. That said, I think Davante Adams will play. Colton Miller on the questionable list with a shoulder and abdomen injury. Of course, Denzel Perryman has been hurt. Luke Masterson looked like he hurt his knee during the game, but listed questionable for ribs. I like the way he was running around the field there when he was in there. I hope we can get all these guys back. That'd be great. As far as Denver Broncos goes, they have a whole laundry list here too. I'm going to go over the significant ones. Of course, it's KJ Hamler and Jerry Jeudy. Hamler's been out. Jerry Jeudy is out. They are very thin at the wide receiver position, and I'll talk about that in one of my keys to the game coming up. And then Kendall Hinton has been starting, but now he's questionable with a shoulder. I think those are the biggest ones for me, the receiving core and how they're going to compensate for that. My first key to the game, or poop to the game, is going to be this guy right here, Chandler Jones. Half a sack. What are we paying him? 16, 17 million. Ridiculous. You're supposed to be one of the leaders on this field. Veteran guy. Not only that, Garrett Bowles is out. He's got a backup tackle here, so you should be feasting. If not, you're absolutely pathetic. And I want at least 1.5 sack, at least 3 quarterback hits. You need some redemption here, and this is where you're going to get it. The second key to the game, now I did talk about the lack of depth of the wide receiver. I mean, even PFF has Jerry Jeudy. He's not going to be playing here, so it doesn't matter. But they're going to have some passing somewhere. I think the Raiders' run defense has taken maybe a half a step back. I'm not going to say it totally sucks now, but it's definitely not as good as it was when they first played. However, they don't have Javonte Williams, of course, knee injury. So they have Chase Edmonds in a trade. They have 45-year-old Latavius Murray, and of course, Mr. Fumbles himself, Melvin Gordon. So I'm not so worried about the running game. I'm more concerned about the passing game, and I see that with Dulcich, but I think they're going to go a lot more pass option with the running backs, and that's my second key to the game. We got to keep them at a combined under 100 receiving yards, under 1 receiving touchdown. I think Rocky Sin would be a good matchup with Cortland Sutton. I know Sutton's a big guy, but I think overall, I think it'll be okay. I'm more concerned about running backs in the flat. We have not covered running backs in the flat for quite some time. Even with the old regime with Gus Bradley, that was a huge knock on that defense. So I think for them, that'll go a long way, not only for them to move the ball, but move the chains, the third down conversion rates as well. If you are enjoying this, of course, you got to subscribe, especially if you're watching this on a replay, and you'll be notified of all of my live streams. And of course, I will be going live again, of course, Sunday at halftime. We're going to do our halftime report. Game starts at 1:05, so expect about a 2:30 Pacific start for the halftime show. We go about 10 or 15 minutes. I cover these keys to the game, and I give my good, bad, and ugly to the game as far as the Raiders side of the ball. We have a lot of fun, and I hope you join us. Now for this side of the ball, of course, the clown show continues here. And my first key to the game, I'm going to lean towards these two guys for a couple reasons. And we're going to go to the first one, of course. That's going to be our running back, Josh Jacobs. I don't think he's going to be taken for a number of reasons. Number one, he's in the last year of his contract. I don't think we're going to re-sign him, to be honest with you, but he's going to want to get a good contract with his next team. He blew out this Denver Broncos defense. They've been playing a little bit better on the run since then, but still, last time Josh Jacobs had 28 for 144 and 2 touchdowns. He also dropped 31 on the receiving side. I want to see a lot more of that. I want to see get him to the century mark in rushing and at least 1 rushing touchdown if we're going to win this game. Again, this Broncos defense is a lot stronger in the secondary, a lot more weaker in the middle, especially that run game. I'm going to go to my second guy here. That's Davante Adams. No quit on this guy. He'd had no quit in the last game as well. Of course, he's not happy with the situation. I'm not happy with it anyway. but I think he's going to be playing his heart out. I know he's probably going to be lined up with Patrick Surtain, but he's one of our only weapons now. Of course, Renfro out, Waller out. He's got to come up big. I'm looking at 100 receiving yards and a touchdown again. He got 9 for 101 last time, so it is quite doable. Of course, we're going to have some other people, like Keenan Cole has to not drop balls. Mac Hollins has to be a little bit more involved. But I want to get Devontae Adams going in this game and hurt this Broncos team. Now, again, if we can get up on this team, Broncos offense stinks. That goes a long way to winning this game. But as far as my prediction goes, now last time I predicted 20-16 victory. We won 32-23, but of course we had that defensive touchdown, so you could add that in there. I'm looking at something a little bit more similar to that. I'm looking at a 23-16 victory for the Silver and Black in this. I do not think we're going to lose this game. Broncos are not that good. I mean, we're going to have to turn the ball over, do some crazy, stupid stuff to lose this game. Their strength is the defense and their secondary. If we can run on this team, which I think we can and will again, we'll have the victory in this one. But I want to know what you guys have to say. Of course, you're putting them in the comments.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.